Hey, would you like to 2 to 5x your business without making a bunch of annoying cold calls? I bet you would. In this video, I want to share with you exactly how to do it, give you some tips, get you started on the right track. Hi, I'm Bill Caskey. I've been training and coaching salespeople for the last 30 years. And here's what I can tell you, is that whenever we want to dramatically improve the results in our business, sometimes we look in the wrong place. We look at for how many more leads do we need? How many more calls do we need to make? How many more opportunities do we need to uncover? I say, forget that for the time being. That may be your problem. But I think most of the time, we just don't close a high enough percentage of business. So in this video, I want to share with you 3 quick tips on how you can close a higher percentage. I've got people who come to me who are closing 12 to 15%. And by the time we get through this work, they're in the 40 to 50% range. Now, I don't need to be a smart mathematician to understand you go from 12 to 40, that's a 3x improvement in your business, in your income. So, tip number 1, I want you to document your process. I find that most sales people, and even most sales organizations, have no documented sales process. Now, it might be different for different products, different situations, that's cool. But you need a documented sales process for each one of those situations. What does the first step look like? What's the second step look like? Third, fourth, fifth. I wouldn't have any more than 5 steps, even if you have a long selling cycle. Let's say you're an engineering firm and it's a 1 to 2 year selling cycle. You still have a certain number of steps you need to walk the prospect through. So that's tip number 1, is document your sales process. How do you expect someone to follow a process where there's no map? Where there's no documentation? You can't. Tip number 2, how to close more sales. And again, I want you to shoot for that 50% range. If it's higher than that, awesome, but it shouldn't be any lower than that. Now, it may be that you are not quoting as many deals, proposing as many deals because people don't qualify. That's great. You can go, play golf in that extra time, or work out, or boat, or sail, or whatever. Tip number 2 is more inquiry, less persuasion. I had a guy call me about a week ago who was a brand new client of mine, and he wanted to run his messaging by me, what he says to the prospect on that first phone call. And I said, okay, great, let's play. We'll role play. And he talked about the problem that a customer had for about 5 seconds, and then he pivoted right into all the great things he could do and all the value he could bring and how great his website is and his analysts and blah, blah, blah. I want you to spend more time in the problem. And when you're talking with people, that means more time inquiring about the problem than solving the problem. Why is it that we push so hard toward the solving of an issue, to our solution? I know we're proud of it. You should be proud of it. You should be. You really should be. But spend time in inquiry. What's the problem? What does it cost you to have this problem? Tell me about what you've done in the past to fix it. How does it show up? What do you think about it at night? I want to know exactly how this prospect, in this case, or the prospects, if there's a lot of people around the table, deal with this, feel about this. Is it really a problem? You got 5 people in the room, prospects. 2 of them might say, I don't know what you guys are talking about. It's not a problem for me. You got an issue now, especially if they're influencers. So I want you to have a direct bead on the problem and the seriousness of the problem. Number 3, keep your intentions pure. Keep them high. If your intention is simply to make the sale, do you understand what kind of resistance you get when that becomes your intention? It's not high intent, it's low intent, because it's about you. Low intent is where it's all about you and what you're going to get out of it. High intent, where it's all about the prospect, what they're going to get out of it as a client. Keep it high. Keep it pure. The instant you drop into what's in this for me, guess what people do? I don't want you to be that creepy, stalking, annoying salesperson. And when your intent is low and it's all about you, that's how you show up. Sorry, just how you show up. You try to hide it. You think you hide it. You really don't hide it. So those are the 3 tips on how you can convert a much higher percentage. There's a lot more to it than that, but I wanted to give you 3. If you're interested in more, we have a document called 5 Reasons You Don't Have Enough Clients. You can go, I think it's in the notes here, you can go to 5reasonsclients.com, download this. There's really good content in here, and one of the issues we talk about is closing. So a quick recap. Document your sales process. You can't get them to follow it if it's not documented. Number 2, make sure that you are spending more time in inquiry, understanding, than in selling and pitching. And number three, you have to keep your intent pure. Bill Caskey here. See you next time.